Ladies and gentlemen, today for the market update, we're going to look at things the way an analyst would. So we're going to look at what I call the cutting board. Some of the information will be constructive. Some of the information will be, a little bit bearish. And at the end, I'll try to hash out a conclusion that works for you. So let's begin with, how does a bull market work? And why do I feel awful even though it's going up, right? Either you missed it, you didn't have enough, or you just got here. So let's review. How does a bull market work? Well, it is just like a bear market in that it is difficult. It usually begins with a V bottom. So that was March of last year. Oh my God, the world is ending. And then it comes back and sits. That was the boredom trade with Bitcoin at 10K as Michael Saylor slowly siphoned Bitcoin out of the market. Then once the market starts moving up, people are subjected to flash crashes. As in, here I am eating Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, look, let me check crypto. It just dropped 20% out of nowhere. Thanksgiving and Christmas in the Western, holiday season, it happened 2 or 3 times. Shakes everyone out, scares everyone, and then the trend starts. And like this week, it goes way farther than you think. If I had been on this show last week and told you that Dogecoin was going to go to 8 cents, and then after that, the entire altcoin space on Coinbase and Kraken was going to either 3 or 5x. Now, that would have made an awesome YouTube headline, but it probably wouldn't have been believable. Next thing that happens is new money FOMOs in. So money already came into Coinbase and Kraken. Remember, Kraken had to shut down its new account system because they had a lot of the hot DeFi coins. Then this weekend, Valentine's Day, I call it couch or app FOMO, right? People who have Robinhood apps or similar apps to Robinhood, who have access like on PayPal, Bitcoin, ETH, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Dash, they just hit the market buy button, sitting on their couch. Oh, this is the future. I knew that a year ago. Damn, let me just jump in. So Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Dash goes from 90 to 250. Okay. So massive FOMO, like the mayor of Miami wants to collect taxes and pay his employees in Bitcoin. Now, when Michael Saylor gets in Bitcoin, it's bullish. When the mayor of a city wants to get in Bitcoin, yeah, okay, it's still bullish, but do you want to buy right now? We'll get into that later. The thing you have to look for now is that the flash crash phase is probably over. So now what we may see this week, maybe next week or next month, who knows, is this idea of the slow rolling top. Like, oh, look, it's down 10%, but who cares? It's just 3x. Maybe I'll buy this dip and this dip and this dip. And oh my God. Okay. So this idea that the easy money may have been made and that from this point forward, you're going to have to be very nimble with your trading. Okay. And you're also going to have to, sort of settle in with the idea that it's okay to take profits, right? In 2018, during the bear market, people were too afraid to buy. In this bull market, I heard from somebody who I deeply respect that they were literally too scared to sell because they thought they would miss out. So once you get to that point, you can get these huge swinging range trades that make everyone a little seasick. And then sometimes new people rage quit. And then there's like the final leg higher where you get, the moon and the Lambo. Okay, so let's put some numbers to where are we on the map, okay? In the last 2 weeks, the cryptocurrency market has added $500 billion in market cap. So crypto went from 1 trillion to 1.5 trillion in about 2 weeks. Now, that's pretty hefty, especially considering, I don't know, Bitcoin didn't do anything totally spectacular. It was all done from the bottom up. All right. Now, can crypto get through 1.5 trillion? I don't know, but I would suspect some sort of pause may be in order. Let's look at total crypto market cap without Bitcoin. Okay. So this is ETH on down the charts. This measure was at $200 billion when we started the year. It's now at $581 billion. So you want to talk about alt season and life-changing money? Well, it's happened. And it's not just ETH. It was all those Coinbase and Kraken DeFi coins. Now, the good news is, if this continues, so if we're on Valentine's Day and it's crypto love spectacular, you see 600 billion market cap by the end of a week, altcoins will go to $1 trillion. $1 trillion in market cap. And that's got to mean ETH, at 2 or 3x, whatever it is now. However, the point I just want to make subtly is, 500, 600 billion is kind of resistance for the moment. Now, let's just have a little DeFi comedy, okay? Back in November, DeFi was in despair mode when the DeFi futures contract was at 1,500. Now that the DeFi futures contract is at 10,000 or 11,000 in that neighborhood and at some obscure Fibonacci resistance, we have FOMO beyond belief, right? We have people wanting to know, how do I go full-time degen? And I'm like, okay, well, we want you to be in crypto. We want you to find low caps. We want you to get life-changing money. But when you go from total despair to total euphoria in 3 months, it's sometimes okay to pause, take a deep breath. Like before you hit the green button, perhaps distract yourself for a moment and think about what you're going to have for dinner tomorrow night. Okay, I call this the dinner time cure for FOMO. In other words, if you want to buy so bad, your hair hurts and your teeth itch, take a deep breath, think about what you're going to have for dinner tomorrow night. Do you have the ingredients? Are you going to cook or go out? Take a deep breath and then look at your screen and decide whether to buy. Because remember, 3 months ago, everybody thought DeFi was dead. Now it's going to the moon forever. Okay, let's talk about ETH. God almighty. ETH is doing the same thing to us now that it was doing when it was at 200 and 300. And you were tuning into this broadcast, watching Ian and Bill go, I can't believe no one is buying Ethereum. And now here we are again, okay, on the moon, ready to go to Mars. And we're all going, gee, how come Ethereum isn't moving? Now, for me, to keep the DeFi revolution going, to keep this alt season party going, I want to see ETH at 2,800 soon. I know it's Chinese New Year, but people can still hit the buy button on Chinese New Year. I want to see ETH validate the alt season by smoking higher, right? It's at its all-time high, or it's just above its all-time high. But like Bitcoin is so far, Bitcoin's 2x its all-time high. So I want to see ETH get going, because the point I'm trying to make is if ETH doesn't get going, then maybe we've seen like some dangerous FOMO in the smaller altcoins that could get unwound in a correction. So we need ETH to get moving. Now, why isn't ETH moving? Well, here's a possible answer. Frequently, the thing that everyone is looking at and talking about doesn't move. Ironically, in this case, it's ETH, because Google Trends show that everyone is opening a Coinbase account, most likely, and they see the price of Bitcoin and it scares them. So they start searching Ethereum because maybe they've heard of DeFi, and Ethereum searches are really high. Now, ironically, no one is interested in Bitcoin on a relative basis. So compared to 2017, there's very little interest in Bitcoin. Now, going back to this idea of the research cutting board, what does this mean? In retrospect, it explains why when everyone opened a Coinbase and a Kraken account, they went after AVAX, Aave, right? Bancor, okay, the DeFi coins, Polkadot, Cardano. They just got after that stuff like there was no tomorrow because they saw things that visually looked really cheap relative to Bitcoin. They had a little bit of a story behind them, and they were going up. And the more they were going up, the more they bought them. Okay, back to Bitcoin. So in September, we had Bitcoin at 8K and a DeFi panic. And at 49K, we have Elon aping in with the Tesla balance sheet. Now, Mr. Musk, if you're out there, we love you. Thank you for coming to crypto. Thank you for giving us and lending us your credibility and expertise as a master entrepreneur. Also, we would like to congratulate you on thumbing your nose at Wall Street, because Wall Street gave you a very hard time. So did the government, as you tried to defend your firm from short sellers. So welcome and thank you. Now, on the other hand, Mr. Musk is so controversial that I'm not sure CEOs who have huge egos are going to want to be the guy that had to follow Elon. In other words, I didn't think of it, but Elon did. So now, okay, I got to be the sequel. I got to come after Elon. I don't know that they're going to want to do that. So Bitcoin at 49K may be stiff resistance, because I'm not sure who the next big buyer is. Now, if Bitcoin does explode, it's going right to 60, right? So if it prints 51, it's going to go right to 60. So I don't want to fade Bitcoin, but I do know this. There are probably market makers out there who are afraid of the next big order, right? And they're going to want to push Bitcoin down so that they can build their inventory. So am I necessarily in love with Bitcoin right now? Not really, right? I'm glad that it's going mainstream. You know, I hope it goes to 60, but I don't think I'd be aping in at 48 or 49K. Now, this may be a little bit tough to see. I'm not sure, but let me tell you the story of the CoinGecko market cap chart. And this is sort of like a map in a mall, right? Once upon a time, people used to go to shopping malls and they were so big, you used to have to go to a map. And the little map would say, you are here. And then you could navigate. So this is the coin market cap listing of all the market cap coins in the top 14. So obviously Bitcoin and ETH at the top, right? Now let's take a brief moment to notice who's at number 4 and who's at number 6. There's Cardano, which is a network similar to Ethereum that is not online yet. It's coming online. It's been around for a while. All the developers are on Ethereum, yet Cardano is risen parabolically, almost as a rebellion because of high ETH gas fees. Polkadot, which solves the problem of gas fees and is really a huge, both a revolution and a huge hype play, because it's not online at all and not coming online anytime soon. That's the number 6 coin. And not only that, but there's a huge degen universe being traded for coins that will work on Polkadot. So those coins are not working and Polkadot coins are not working, or Polkadot itself is not online. Yet That is the number 6 market cap at something like $26 billion. Now, that's some pretty serious FOMO, right? When you have things that don't exist, that compete with Ethereum, where all the development is happening. And I know that people don't like the gas fees, but think of it this way with Ethereum. People are paying to participate on that network. Yeah, it's unfortunate the prices are high, but it's kind of like hotels, right? If you go to Vegas, do you want to stay in a $600 a night hotel? Or do you want to stay in a $45 a night hotel? Or do you want to sleep in your car? You'd want to stay in the expensive hotel if you had the money, because that's the best hotel. And ETH is the best network, the best place to put your money. So of course it's going to be expensive to be there because that's where it's at. But meanwhile, we got all this FOMO in ETH replacements. Meanwhile, you can see in the green highlighting, in our commercial, we talk about the future of money, right? Money, as in something I give you in exchange for goods and services. Well, there's Litecoin, okay, with its $14 billion market cap, and Bitcoin Cash at a $12 billion market cap. By the way, all those coins are on these apps that people can FOMO into, like PayPal. So we're saying Ethereum competing concepts are worth $10 to $12 billion more than money. Yes, I know everyone hates both of those coins, but they're still money. Whereas Polkadot and Cardano are concepts. Now, should Polkadot and Cardano go down? A little, maybe. But if they don't go down or they go up, the possible catch-up rally in the Litecoins, the Bitcoin Cashes, or even the Stellars, right? I mean, Dogecoin is at 12. If Dogecoin is worth, 7 billion, then Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin should be worth 5x that. Uniswap at number 14 may also be undervalued. Okay. To drive the point home, Google searches for Litecoin non-existent. Okay. I know everyone hates it and everyone hates that I talk about it on top of it. But there's stuff out there that's money that's been overlooked. And sometimes on the show, I'll tell you that when everybody does the first trade, frequently it's the wrong trade. So yes, we love DeFi, but taking DeFi up 5x in 2 weeks, I don't know that that's too far, too fast. So something to consider. Now, again, here's Litecoin. There's a possibility that Litecoin could go to 275 as a result of a double bottom. It's also possible that Litecoin and any other form of cryptocurrency could go up a lot if there's no correction. So on one hand, I'm saying, yeah, things are a little out of hand, but there is the future of money trade. And don't forget about what happened in Dash this weekend. Everybody in Venezuela got a raise as Dash went from 90 to 270. Now, you want to talk about the thing everybody hates? Bitcoin Cash. A classic case of the bigger the base, the higher into space. This coin has done nothing for years. It's a peer-to-peer payment system like Bitcoin. It's got some speed, and you can build on it, I think, the way you build on Cardano. When this coin goes, it can melt your face. It's currently at 600, and its all-time high is something like 4,000. And in a market where everything has gone back to and exceeded its all-time high, this is something worth considering. Now, back to our show and what you really care about, which is Polkadot, right? I know you want Polkadot. Okay, so our work showed Polkadot to 28, and it went to 28, and the next level is 34. Now, let's be realistic. I just got done telling you that Polkadot is like a magical Ethereum defeating not a fairy tale, but like a fantasy game, right? Where Ethereum's the boss and Polkadot's the little guy that comes in and knocks out the big boss. Okay. So I know there's huge Polkadot fans out there. And here's what I'm going to say. Polkadot either needs to go from 28 and sit there or go back to 23 to be healthy, or we're just going to get stupid with it, right? Like if 28 is stupid, well, then why don't we just take it to 100? Because that's just as stupid, right? In other words, just if we're going to be crazy, let's go all the way. If I'm going to have 3 shots of tequila, as long as I don't hurt myself, then why not have 6? That's how I kind of feel about Polkadot. So the next level's 34, and I'm not going to underestimate what this thing can do if everyone hits the buy button. But honestly, there may be a better play short term. Like the easy money feels like it's been made. And if it hasn't, it'll go to 100. Okay, Cardano. Wow, right? 10 cents to close to $1. We drew a Fibonacci target around 93 cents. We liked it in our newsletter. We got that newsletter out just in time. 4 hours later, it was gone. Now, again, people like this. It has a story. It's coming online. Is this Ethereum? Do you want to buy this up 10x? Is it going to 10x again? A story, a hotel that charges $100 a night is going to suddenly become as nice as the hotel that charges $600 a night. That's going to happen magically? I'm not so sure, right? But if you want to moon Cardano, feel free to moon Cardano. If you made a 10x in this coin, you may want to take the money and put it somewhere else. Now, I'm going to take my own advice because right now you're sitting at home goes, God, what's up with this guy, man? He's not totally in love with Polkadot and Cardano. Well, I'm going to take my own advice, my little pet project that I've been pumping, VeChain, right? When in doubt, VeChain. That's been my motto internally. But VeChain doubles, right? It does a 1x. It goes to, 5.5 cents, and it hits our technical resistance point, and it comes off, right? Time to take the money in VeChain. All right, Dogecoin. Now, why bring up Dogecoin, right? Everybody was talking about it 2-3 weeks ago. Now no one's talking about it. The reason no one's talking about it is because everybody FOMOed in at our target at 8 cents. And now this is what I was talking about in bull markets. Remember what I said? Oh, look, it's a dip. Oh, I can get in. Oh, goody. Oh, no. Oh, God. Right? That's what's going on in Dogecoin. Okay. So let this be a lesson as to what can happen in some of these alts that have gone up 300%. Nothing wrong with DeFi, folks. We've been pounding the table on DeFi for a while. Just make sure that your trade entry is at the right place and you don't introduce yourself to crypto by getting wrecked. Okay, AVAX. I was on a TV show and the TV show host was showing me his degen picks and he was like, so what's your pick? And I said, oh, how about AVAX? And the next thing I know, this thing goes from 8 when I did the show last year late, and it went to 58. I'm like, wow, cool. I picked a good one. But the thing is, now that it's at 58, now what? I mean, at 5, no one wanted it. And at 60, it's the greatest thing ever. No, it's the other way around, right? Don't buy high and sell low. So I don't have a problem if you want to take the money in AVAX. Now, let's talk about a key indicator. Remember at the start of the talk, we were saying it's the research cutting board. Let's look at 1 inch, right? What's an indicator for small caps and degen? Okay, so 1 inch did well, went to 6. That's a big Fibonacci line. The next level is like 7.6. But 1 inch seems to be having a little trouble at 5.8. Keep an eye on this, because if 1 inch can't get through 5.8, I don't think the rest of this market can go up. All right. But if you see 1 inch start moving through 5.8, the market's got another shot at a rally. You want to pay real close attention to things that are sensitive to the altcoin market. Now, let's talk about something that seems to be good. So let's use our imagination. Polkadot's going to 100. Cardano's going to dethrone Ethereum. We're going full video game. What could go up that you might have access to? Well, as I understand it, Ian can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Bancor is a lending platform that has solved the problem of impermanent loss. And I'm noticing it's sitting right above 3.4, a technical line, and the next target is 5.4. So if there's another big move in DeFi, Bancor could be involved. Now, speaking of another big move in DeFi, okay, the chart didn't show up, all right? But one of the coins that I'm looking at is Yearn Finance. It got hacked, and it hasn't done anything. It's sitting right around 40 or 50K. And I'm sort of wondering what could happen in the DeFi space if Yearn suddenly woke up and went to like 125,000, which is possible, right? So I always want to end on a positive note because it's crypto family. We've got a lot of new people here. Watch out for Bancor, Yearn, and 1inch. If they start rallying, then take some of these charts, throw them out the window, and go with it. Same thing with Polkadot around 28. So when you're trading out there, if you're new to crypto, welcome. I wish you the best. But I don't want you to buy the top, and I don't want you to get wrecked. If you made money, take some of it. Pay yourself. You did great. And in the meantime, keep the faith, and please don't stress about should I FOMO in. Remember that dinner the next day indicator. Think before you trade, and don't drink and trade. That's it for the market update.
Oh, man, Bill. Yeah, I think great advice there. Don't drink and trade. All right, so if you enjoyed that market update, be sure to smash the like buttons, subscribe, and put on the ping. And let's see what people have to say in the comments.